We know that for those who love God all things work together for good. Romans 8:28. God is not a distant observer of this world. He is an active presence in our lives, continually at work in ways we may not always understand or perceive. His timing and methods are often beyond our comprehension, yet they are always perfect. Though we may wish for immediate answers or swift resolutions, God's plan unfolds with meticulous precision, exactly when and how it is needed. Trusting in this divine promise frees us from fear, allowing us to wait with patience and hope for His perfect will to manifest. As Psalm 37:5 reminds us, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." A popular saying reminds us, "It will all work out in the end." If it doesn't, it's not the end yet. This wisdom is particularly resonant for Christians, who are called to place their faith in God's greater plan. Even in the midst of life's toughest trials and scariest moments, God is at work, orchestrating every detail for the ultimate good of those who love Him. This assurance is not always visible to us because what is most important to God may differ from what we deem most critical. To fully embrace and understand this promise, we must strive to align our priorities with God's priorities. Consider the story of Joseph from the Old Testament. Sold into slavery by his own brothers and later imprisoned under false accusations, Joseph's circumstances seemed anything but good. Yet, through it all, God was at work, positioning Joseph to eventually rise to power in Egypt and save many lives during a severe famine. Reflecting on his journey, Joseph declared to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. Joseph's story is a powerful testament to the truth that God can and does use even the most difficult and painful situations to fulfill His greater purpose. Similarly, in our own lives, we are often faced with challenges that test our faith and patience. It is during these times that we must hold steadfast to the promise that God is working everything together for our good. This does not mean that every situation will be easy or that we will always understand why things happen the way they do. However, it does mean that we can have confidence in God's ultimate plan and purpose for our lives. To experience this promise fully, it is essential to cultivate a relationship with God that is rooted in trust and obedience. By committing our ways to the Lord and seeking to align our desires and actions with His will, we open ourselves to His transformative work in our lives. This alignment allows us to see beyond our immediate circumstances and recognize the broader, divine narrative at play. The Apostle Paul, who penned Romans 8:28, endured numerous hardships, including persecution, imprisonment, and physical suffering. Yet, through it all, he remained unwavering in his faith and conviction that God was at work in every aspect of his life. Paul's resilience and trust in God's sovereignty serve as an inspiring example for us to follow. In moments of doubt or fear, we can find solace in the knowledge that God is with us, guiding us through every trial and tribulation. His love for us is unwavering, and His plans for us are always good. By embracing this truth, we can face the future with courage and hope, knowing that, in the end, all things will indeed work together for good for those who love God. Therefore, do not be afraid. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:6. As we walk this journey of faith, let us remember that our God is faithful, and His promises are true. All things, indeed, work together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose.